Hey guys, this is Naresh. So today we will learn about the prime numbers and how to find out a prime number in Java. So let's take an example. Let's say there's a number 5, and if we go ahead and divide the 5 by 1, okay, we get 5, right? Let's say if I divide the 5 by 2, I get 2.5. So if I divide the 5 by 2, I am getting 2.5. And if I divide the 5 by 3, then I get 1.6. And if I divide the 5 by 4, I get 1.25. And if I divide the 5 by 5, I get 1. So if you see that the 5 number is something, if I divide it by 1 or if I divide it by its own number, I'm getting a positive, like without a decimal number. And if I divide any number between which is between 2 to 4, I'm getting some fractions. Okay, so these are called the prime numbers. A prime number is something which is divisible by itself, that is 5, and divisible by 1, and we do not get any fractions in that. Okay, we do not get any decimals in that. Now, what are the numbers which are not the prime numbers? Okay, so let's say there is 4. Okay, so 4 is also divided by 1. Okay, so we say the remainder is 4. If we do 4 divided by 2, then I am still getting 2. There's no fraction here. And if I do 4 divided by 3, I get 1.3. And if I do 4 divided by 4, I get 1 again. So if we have noticed that in 4, it is divisible by 4 itself and 1, but it is divisible also by one more number, which is 2. So there's 4 divided by 2, and here we get 2 only. Okay, so that's mean my 4 is a number which is not a prime number. Okay, so if I say that, if I say prime and not prime, so what we get that 4 is a number which is not a prime number, and 5 is a number which is a prime number. So basically, if you understand this, any number, okay, and what we will do, because in 4 and 5, one thing is common, that both the numbers are divisible by 1 and also divisible by its own number. Okay. So what we will do now, in order to find a prime number, we will not divide a number by itself or the 1, because this is of no use, because the number which is not a prime number also, that is also divisible by number and a 1 itself. So now again we will do the same exercise, but we will not include 1 and the same number uh, from which we are trying to divide. So what I'm saying, let's say again we will see the example of 5. Okay, now let's say if you want to find out that 5 is a prime number or not, I will divide by 5 from 2 to 4. Okay, so if I divide 5 by 2, it's giving me fraction. As soon as I get a fraction, that's mean this is a prime number for me. Okay, so this is a prime number for me. And if I do 5 divided by 3, I'm still getting a fraction. And if I do 5 divided by 4, I'm still getting a, sorry, 5 divided by 4, I'm still getting a fraction. Okay, so that's mean 5 is a number in which I am always getting a fraction. Okay, when I'm dividing it with 2, from 2 to 4. So that's mean 5 is my prime number. Okay, now let's talk about 4. In 4, what we will do again, we will divide it not from 1, not from the same number, but the numbers between that. So that's mean we will try to divide by 4 with 2 and 3, and we will see that in both the numbers we are getting a fraction or not. Okay, so in 4 divided by 2, I am not getting a fraction, so that's mean this is not a prime number for me. That's the reason I call it as a not a prime number. Okay, so in prime number is something which is divisible by 1 and also divisible by its own number, but any number between that, if you divide it, you can get a fraction, so that's a prime number. But the number which are not a prime number, it is divisible by 1, it is also divisible by its own number, but it is also divisible by any of the number between 1 and 4, that is, it is divisible by 2. So, and we don't get any fraction, so that is not a prime number. Okay, so now let's try to do that with one of the code, which we will find out that whether a number is a prime number or not. Okay, so what we will do here, on this package interview series, I will do a right click, new, I will create a Java class, I will call it as prime. Okay, All right, so this is a blank class created. This is a package. And now we will create our main program, which is public static void main. Okay. And we will pass the argument string args. Okay. So this is our blank method. So this method should be called by the compiler. And now what I will do, I will create one flag. I will create one Boolean value here. So I will say Boolean is prime number. So you will get to know why I have, have this flag once we see the program. So right now, I'm assuming that whatever the number is the prime number. Now I will ask the user that they can enter the prime number. So I will, okay. So I will do system dot out dot println, and I will ask the user to enter the prime number. Okay. Now user will get this prompt on the console, and now I want my scanner class to read that. So I will say scanner equal to new. Okay, so it's equal to new scanner, and here I will give system dot in, right? So now I have created a scanner class, and I will instantiate it with system.in, and now I want to read from console. So user will give me some input, like it will give me 5. So I want to store that into some variable. So I will call as with the integer, I will declare an integer variable here, which is int n, and here I will do scanner dot next int. Okay, so this will read the input from the console. All right, and now I will put a logic to find out whether the number is prime number or not. So as I told you, whether a number is prime number or not, not a prime number, it is always divisible by 1, and it is always divisible by its own number. So what we will do, we will create one for loop here, and here we will start the for loop with 2, right? And this is the reason, like, we don't want loop to go through 1 and the number itself, because it's of no use. So I will start with 2, and here I want the loop should go on with the number which is less than the number which I've received from the input from the user. So I will say I less than n. So let's say if the user has input 5 here, so I want the number to go from 2 to 4. So I less than n, so that's mean the number can go to 2 to 4, and I am incrementing this series of number by 1 every time. So right now, what my for loop will do, it will give me I equal to 2 in the first loop. Now it will give me 3, and then it will give me 4. As soon as it becomes 5, the I is 5, it will come out from the loop. And now I have this number 2, 3, and 4 as a value of I in this loop. Okay, so what I will do here now, so my original number is n. Let's say the n was 5 here. Okay, and now my I is 2 here. Okay, all right. So my n was 5 here, and my I is 2 here. Okay, now I will put some formula here, and the formula will be if my n, okay, divided by I. Okay, so there are two things: either you can divide it, or either you can do a mode of that. Okay, to know that what is coming in the after decimal. If after decimal is giving me 0, or it's giving me some value there. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm doing if n mod I, that is mean 5 divided by 2. Okay, if 5 divided by 2 is giving me 0 or not. So I showed in the calculator, when we divide the 5 by 2, okay, it gives me a fraction value. So that's mean it has given me a fraction. So it can be a prime number if the other number it get divided also are a fraction. Okay, so that's what I'm comparing. If I percentage I is equal to 0, in case if it's show, if the answer is something like 2, so that's mean if I divide by 5, okay, and if I divide by 2, right now it's giving 2.5, but let's say if the answer is 5 divided by 2, instead of 2.5 it is giving me 0 value. Okay, so that's what we are comparing here. If n mod I is equal to 0, if this thing happens, so that's mean that number is not a prime number. Okay, so that's mean the number is not a prime number, which will happen in case of 4. Let's assume that there was a number 4 here, okay, and I is 2. 4 divided by 2, so its n is 4 divided by I is equal to 0, which is true. So I know this number cannot be a prime number, it is out of the race now. So I will do is prime number equal to false. So I will make it prime number equal to false. And once the prime number is equal to false, it cannot become a prime number in the future. So I will just call break here. Okay, I don't want to complete the loop. I don't want to go through all the loops. Once the number is found, it is not a prime number. I want to break it. And after that, once my for loop is completed, in this case, in the case of 4, it will just happen once. My for loop is completed, then I will just print if is prime number. Okay, I can give equal to true here also. Okay, and I will put an enter. If it is a prime number, then it will print system dot out dot println, and I will say prime number. Okay, or it if it is fail, so that's mean every time my prime number, it's not, for example, in case of 4, my prime number become false, so it will come to the else condition. Okay, so what I want to write, system dot out dot println not a prime number. Okay, so let's read this program one more time. Let's assume that user has given me 4. I am instructing the code to go from 2 to 3. So it's from I equal to 2, I is less than n is 4. So less than is, that's mean that we are looking for less than 4, that is 3. So it will do it, the for loop should go 2 times. Okay. Now what I'm doing, in the first time I will be 2, it says n mod I. So what will happen here? N mod I, it means we are doing 4 mod 2. Okay, and the answer of that would be 0. Okay, so if I do 4 divided by 2, so 2 is coming like a complete number, the remainder is 0. So this is for the remainder part. Okay, if this is coming 0, that's mean it is divisible, and if it is divisible, then its prime number will become false, it will break, it will come here, it will come to this condition, it is not a prime number. Okay, now let's assume my n is 5, which the user has given me. So that's mean this loop will go from 2 to 4. So now if I do n divided by I, it will come as 5 divided by 2. Okay, so it will come 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5. So this mode will give me zero point 0.5 here. Okay, so that's mean it is not giving me a 0 as a remainder. So it will not go to this condition here. Like this will be false, and it will directly go to the for loop in the starting. Okay. So that's mean it may be a prime number. Now the I will become 3 here. Okay. And now what we are doing, we are again doing n mod I. So that is 5 mod 3. So what we get in 5 mod 3, 5 divided by 3, so that's mean 1.6. So still I'm getting zero point 0.6 as a remainder, so that's mean it's still it can be a prime number. If will again go up, now my I is become 4. So in the next loop I is 4, it is now will do 5 divided by 4. Okay, so we do 5 divided by 4, so it give me 1.25. So 0.25 is my remainder. Okay, so see, still it is giving me a point, and it will give me a decimal. It is not giving me a 0 till now. And again, it will go up. It will, I value will become, 4 now. So it will say I is less than n, which will be false now because 4 cannot be less than 4. So it has gone to 3. The loop has circulated 2, 3, and 4 as a value of I. But as soon as the value of I become 4, it will come out. And now it will check that if prime number is equal to true, because my boolean flag is true, it will give me yes, it is a prime number. So 5 is a prime number and 4 is not a prime number for me. So this is how we have written the program, and we will try to input different things and see that whether a number is a prime number or not. Just want to give you one example. These are the prime numbers. See, okay, so these are the prime numbers. So prime number can have 2 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7. comma 17. So these are all the prime numbers, and the numbers which are not prime numbers, okay, it can be some numbers like 4 comma 6 comma 21. So these are not the prime numbers. Let's see if this program can give us the correct result or not. So let's do a right click here, click on run. Okay, so there is some problem here. So let's see what is the problem which we are getting. Let's try to find out and see. Is give me for I equal to 2, I is less than n, I plus plus. So prime. Okay, so yeah, so problem is, see, we have given here I, but we have not declared that what kind of variable it is, whether it is integer or whether it is a boolean. So we just need to give int here, and then we can run again. Okay, enter the prime number. So let me write 4. So we know 4 is not a prime number. See, it give me answer, not a prime number. Let's run it again. Okay, now let's write 5. It give me prime number. Okay, now let's go for 17. So we know that 17 is also which I have written here, which is a prime number. So let me go to 17. It's a prime number. Now let's run 21. Okay, 21. Not a prime number. So that's mean our program is running correctly, and we are able to find that our number is prime number or not as per the logic. So this is one of the question which is asked in many of the interview. So I thought I can share this with you. All right. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye bye.